Hi, lovelies. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sarah Martucci. I'm a psychic medium, tarot card reader, and certified crystal healer. And this is the free weekly reading. And we're looking ahead for the week of the 15th through the 21st of 2018 of January. Almost messed that up. Okay, so this week is the final week of Capricorn season. So now would be the time to get real about your shit. Whatever it is that you're trying to build, whatever structures you're trying to kind of erect here, make sure that they have good bones. Make sure, what does that mean? Make sure that what you're putting together is solid. You do not have time to go back and to change these structures if they happen to be not well put together later on. So I'd like you to kind of think about this week, how can I set myself up for success? Honestly, going forward, and kind of have like a long-term view with the stuff that you're creating for yourself. If you go into this, you know, being impatient, just wanting to get shit done and just getting things started, like there's nothing wrong with having passion and getting excited about what you want to do. But there needs to be Capricorn, and definitely with Capricorn's a sign that's incredibly ambitious. They want to be successful. They want that reward and or recognition. And there's nothing wrong with that. So if you're kind of going for those same things, how can you build a foundation that you can achieve that with this week? This could talk about your relationships. Maybe you're starting your own business. Maybe you're just starting a health routine for yourself. It does not matter what it is, whatever your dreams and goals are. If you're building foundations this week, make sure that you take your time and you do it right. Also, too, we have a new moon tomorrow on the 16th, again in the sign of Capricorn. So kind of the theme I felt from the research that I did about the new moon and everything going on. And honestly, the theme for the week really is commit. Really commit to yourself. And I'm hoping that you do it in a loving way for you. What is the best way to take care of myself here? How can I commit to my goals that really kind of take care of my safety and security needs? Capricorn's one of those signs, man. They want logical, practical, grounded, methodical avenues with which to kind of really succeed and just thrive. So again, with this new moon, we're going to be looking at our structures. We're going to be looking at ways where we can really truly commit to what we're trying to do. I think one way of doing that is just kind of talking about what your intentions are. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you want to take it to the next level, and say the other person does too, if they don't tell you what their intentions are, how are you going to know how you guys are going to grow together? Do you know what I mean? This can also talk about your goals and what you're trying to achieve. So maybe this week at some point, think about, especially with the new moon, writing down on a piece of paper what you'd like to bring to you now. Maybe even declaring to the universe or setting those intentions to the universe. Burn that BS and release it. That's my favorite part of it. So if you get the chance this week, I wouldn't do it tomorrow. I would do it probably on the 17th or 18th. Just give a little bit of time for, because new moon is like, you can't see anything. It's complete and utter darkness. New moon's all about kind of going by your intuition here. So we want a little more light in the mix so that we have all the information we need. Do you feel? So wait until the 17th or 18th to set those intentions and be loud and clear about what it is that you want. And let me assure you, the universe will respond. If you're pragmatic, if you practice patience, and also you're disciplined with what you do, I promise that you'll get the results that you're looking for. You just need to stick to your guns and focus on what you're doing, and don't let anything distract you. So last week of Capricorn season, take care of that energy, grab a hold of it, do something with it, and yeah, make your dreams come true. All right, so let's choose 3 cards. Anytime I pull up the cards, choose any and all that you're drawn to. So you can choose 1, 2, or all 3. Follow your intuition here. All right, so this is going to be card number 1. And this will be card number 2. And then this will be card number 3. And I'll just give you guys a couple minutes to kind of do your thing. So I guess maybe for me this week, kind of what I'm committing to, this has been on my mind for a while, and I've probably said it 1,000 times, but also with my obsession with donuts and mac and cheese, and all things wholly unhealthy for me. I'm actually really recommitting to my weight loss and my health this year. So I've got a big goal for myself that I need to reach by the end, and I'm doing anything and everything that I can. So what does that kind of mean for me? And I kind of had to think for myself, like, how can I set myself up for success with this? Because I believe the reasons I've failed before, and not really failed, I think that's kind of a harsh way to put it. Let's just be real, I failed. I saw a donut, I was like, fuck this noise. I want some sugar. Get out of my way, people, okay? But for me, like, I have a huge addiction to sugar. And I know for myself, if I cut out sugar and bread from my diet, I drop weight like that, and I become more healthy. I feel better. I'm wholly addicted to sugar. I don't know if that's a real thing, but I am hands down addicted to sugar. And I'm one of those people that, like, once I get a taste, that's it. I go into a feeding frenzy. Literally. So nobody needs that. Ain't nobody got time for that anymore. And honestly, I was also kind of thinking, this is all kind of joined together. I was thinking too, you know, about when a professional is working on something that they love to do, say an architect or a painter, they're going to want to buy the best tools that they possibly can to do their job the best that they can, right? And I started kind of thinking, well, what's my tool considering what I do? You could definitely say my tarot cards, but really and truly, I am my tool, if you will. So, because I'm using myself, I'm using my energy. If I'm not in tip-top shape, I'm not giving myself the best chance and the best opportunity to kind of really present my best self, or to do my work at the best that I can. Do you know what I mean? So that's been on my mind really heavy, especially in 2017 and 2018. I'm like, all right, I've had enough. I got to get the rest of this weight off, and just feeling good about myself and really take a hold of my health so that I can do my job the best way that I possibly can. My joy and my job, you know? So that's my 2 cents. I don't know how you guys are going with that, but just know, once you commit and you say yes to it, don't let up. Let this be your laser focused time to get what you need done. Oh yeah, and I totally think I got off track with what I was saying. Anyways, I was thinking too, like, how can I set myself up for success? For me, that's always making sure I have something to snack on or something to eat, especially when those cravings come up. So instead of choosing donuts, which I want, I'll be choosing lower glycemic options like raspberries or blueberries, or, do you know what I'm saying? And then like the foods that I need, so I never go hungry. Because another thing is, like, if I don't have something here to eat, it's way easier for me to go to a fast food restaurant and grab something. And a lot of those places don't really have like low or no carb options. So there's that. So again, kind of setting myself up for success, planning out my week ahead. What do I need to buy at the grocery store so that I don't go hungry throughout the week and I feel satisfied and I don't feel like I have to keep going for bad stuff. All right. I'll stop talking about my own crap. All right. So if you pick card number 1, you pulled a major arcana card indicating major change, major evolution, and major movement this week. And you pulled the moon. All right. Here's your beautiful card. I really love this deck. My husband did such a great job in getting me this. I love it, love it, love it. And all the animals, they make me happy. All right. So with the moon. Again, usually, actually always, the moon usually is a card that represents our sensitivities. So there's a call here to really pull on your intuition. If you think about the moon symbolically, it talks about our intuition being in the dark, kind of feeling our way through with our intuition. So it's deeply important that you tap into that this week. I wouldn't be surprised too if that's kind of popping off for you as well. The full moon also represents our relationships with other people, not just with other people, but with ourselves. So there's going to be a huge theme on your relationships and your intuitive senses this week. So it would behoove you to trust your instincts and also to really touch base with the people that you care about. Or this would be a great week to start networking if you need help getting your projects and your goals done. Who else can you call on to help you during this that you trust and really has the same intuition or the same vision as you? With the addition of the owl here, obviously the owl talks about all kinds of fun and funky stuff. And I think the owl's been kind of like a terrifying figure for a very long time. I see owls as a beautiful omen. To me, they also represent wisdom. So there's something here about pulling on your own wisdom too, not just your intuition, but your inner wisdom as well. Really, I want to say the moon itself is a card that wants me to say to you, get back to yourself. Stop looking outside of yourself for answers here and look within. You have all the answers that you need. What's interesting about this is that he's pointing towards the left, if you notice there, which indicates and speaks to me about things moving forward. So we're kind of looking towards the future this week. What do I need to trust here about myself and my journey? What needs to happen here with my relationships? How do I need to feel supported? And who can I intuitively kind of pull upon to help me with my goals to move forward? So this is going to be a big week for you. Can I also say too, there's something here about being able to see your shadow self as well. So not viewing yourself as like I grew up in a home where it was like all or nothing. It was all the time black or white situations. Everything was always in the extreme. So my talking style, I have a tendency to go to extremes, and me as a person, I have a tendency to go to extremes. So a big thing for me has been finding a balance. One of the things was trying not to see myself as a hero or a villain all the time. Because again, in my house, it was like, you're either a hero or you're a villain. You're nothing in between. So really this week, don't go to those extremes. How can you really see yourself for all that you are, and accept your shadow side as well. The uglier stuff that we don't necessarily want to see or think about or talk about. But my guess is if you pulled this card, you've been thinking about those darker aspects of yourself too. So don't shy away from it. Face it this week and integrate it back into yourself so that you can be a full person. You can't run at full power if you're thinking you're only light and love. Like, I'm not saying that you're not, and I'm not saying that I'm not, but I'm not 100% light and love. I got a lot of like fuck offs in there. Do you know what I mean? I love the F word. I'm going to give you my middle finger if you piss me off. And you wouldn't really think that somebody who's totally light and love would do that. Do you know what I'm saying? So consider yourself, allow yourself the freedom to be something in between. Give yourself a little breathing space this room and go easy on yourself. Don't go to those extremes this week. Last thing I kind of want to say here, what I think is interesting, is that your spirituality should also be a huge thing for you. It kind of looks like to me, like below the owl's feet, if you can see, it looks like a bunch of little sunflowers there. And those usually represent spirituality. And if you think about the sunflower too, it's an incredible flower. Like you can use all parts of it. All parts of it. So I kind of want to say this week, with whatever goals, whatever thing that you're trying to reach here, especially within your relationships, how can you access all of your relationship or all of your spirituality or all of your intuition? Are you just using one vein of it? So kind of like expanding this a little bit, and how can you use everything that's at your fingertips right now? Maybe the possible interpretation of this is finding a way. Maybe you want to start your own business, but you can do like 10 different things like me. What's a way that you can kind of combine all those things into one? So you're a one-stop shop and you're using all your gifts and abilities. Just something to think about. But really the themes for you this week are imagination and perception. So, I think that kind of, especially the perception, really ties into that feeling of like, don't go to extremes here, and just kind of take a second and step back and look at the whole picture. To me though, the feeling is that like this week things should go pretty well, pretty nicely. And I like that the moon, we also have a new moon on Tuesday as well. So there's a cool synchronicity thing going on. All right, guys, good job. All right, so if you pick card number 2, you got the porcupine, so cute. And here's your beautiful card. He's so adorable. All right. So this is also the 9 of feathers. Feathers in this deck stand for air. So with the air sign here, this is really talking about, this is going to be a big mental week for you. So really, I'd like you to kind of focus on where your thoughts are. There's a call here to be present mentally. No more freaking out about the future. No more being stuck in the past. You need to be here in this present moment, the only place you actually have power. With the addition of 9 there, I want to say that something's coming to a close here for you. Usually when we get up into the 9s and 10s, this is talking about completion and things finally kind of wrapping up. So really this week, I want to say to you, whatever mental situation has kind of kept you trapped, and if you notice the porcupine's facing towards the right, talking about the past, whatever situation that you had from the past that you keep going back to me feels as though you'll be able to cut cords of attachment to that mental pain, honestly, and anguish. You keep getting taken back to this place, or you keep getting pulled to a space that you no longer are in. And that no longer, this story that you keep getting pulled back to, at least I feel from the card, is like, it's not a place that you're in anymore. Or maybe possibly too, and I've been doing this myself, looking at your story from the past, kind of what is a different way to view it? For me, like, I mean, if you guys have been following me for a while, you know, like, my past was traumatic at best. So, especially my childhood. And for a long time, I've been telling the story of being this victim, and really just kind of living this life of just being passed, you know, to abuser. So, like, when I really thought about it lately, though, I kind of sat down with it for a second, because I don't resonate with the victim feeling anymore, or a victim story. When I chose to look at it differently, I was like, I'm not a victim anymore. I'm a survivor. So I'd like you to look at your story again this week, especially if you keep retelling it and it's not really where you are right now, or if the story is not really resonating with you anymore. Time to take a look at it, reassess, and get a different perspective. Again, for me, it was important to move from victim mode to survivor, because that way I'm able to take my power back. That way I can say I'm taking action in my life, and I'm no longer, no one will ever pass me around again. Do you know what I'm saying? So don't be afraid of looking at it differently this week. And really just kind of, because you're still telling the truth. It's just a different view of it, you know? All right. So, and I love that with the addition of it really talking about perspective and self-empowerment. So that was actually a good story to add to that. Way to go, me. Usually I just like fly off the handle. I'm saying some random shit and I'm hoping to God it makes sense, but I'm glad that actually lined up this week. Yay. Also, too, I want to say in here, with the addition of these feathers, I know they represent air, but I kind of want to say to you this week, once you kind of work on that story, or whatever the situation is that you keep getting pulled to the past that you got to cut cords of attachment with, it's time for you to take a leap of faith. So just know, with the addition of the feathers, especially if I'm doing a mediumship reading and a loved one starts showing me like they're dropping feathers for somebody, this talks about 2 things. Both that, first, that you need to take a leap of faith, but also 2, that you'll be supported in doing so. So this week, do not be afraid to take a leap of faith, especially after you restructure the way that you're perceiving things, definitely connected to the past. Just know that you can protect yourself now. Everything's going to be okay. You're safe and secure where you are in this space. And if you feel that you are not, what can you do to take care of yourself this week and change your perspective either to the whole story, or get a chance to kind of step back and see the entirety of what happened to you? Because saying that I'm a survivor doesn't negate what happened to me in the least, but I feel like it's definitely a better representation of who I am and where I am now, you know? So just something to think about. And good job, you guys. Again, this feels to me like a bigger week for you too, just because so many things are kind of coming to a close, especially mentally for you. Maybe you're sick and tired of going back to that back to that past place, or you're sick and tired of having negative thoughts or negative attachments mentally. So do what you need to for yourself this week. You're absolutely supported. Take that leap of faith and take care of your needs and take care of yourself. Well done, you guys. All right, and if you pick card number 3, you go to Penguin. I cannot handle the cuteness of this deck. And here's your adorable card. Look at him, he's so cute. So, I want to say this week, your themes are gratitude and fulfillment. So really, starting off with that first, I'd really like you to take stock of how far you've come. Because really, in order to move forward, you need to know what you're working with. You need to know what level you're at. Does that make sense? So kind of stop this week and really take stock how far you've come and give gratitude for all the work that you put in, for all the people that helped you along the way. Also, too, what would be fulfilling to you going forward? What's interesting about this card is the little penguins facing towards the left again. So talking about having kind of just like this forward movement. I almost want to say like this forward thinking. We're kind of looking towards the future here and kind of setting ourselves up for what we want to do going forward. If you also notice in the card underneath of his feet, he's got a whole bunch of seashells down there. So there's something here about taking stock of the money that you've kind of stockpiled, or maybe your resources that you've stockpiled here. How can you use these towards future endeavors? So if you kind of stocked up a little bit of money, what can you spend this on that's going to help you to move forward, either with your dreams or your goals or your life? I want to say too that you should be feeling incredibly empathetic this week. If you notice like the little aura around the penguin, I just want to say that there's a feeling here to me of like you absorbing everything around you. So take extra care of your energy this week. If you feel like being around people is super draining, or you're just kind of like not getting your needs met, just make sure that you take some time to recharge and take care of you. And with this being the 9 of shells, shells kind of represent water in this deck. So there's a call here. This is going to be an emotional week for you, but also checking in emotionally. Where are you? So there's a call here to get present emotionally so that you can feel things out and you can really plan for the future, because I feel like this is an important thing for you. You've done a lot of hard work about gathering your resources or saving money or doing something financially here for yourself, really taking care of yourself. How are you going to use this money to really help you advance going forward? Don't spend it on dumb, frivolous shit. Like, go take care of things that you need. I mean, girl, I'm not going to stop you if you need to get your nails done. Do what you got to do, okay? Do what you got to do. I just stopped at Sephora today. Who the fuck am I? Do you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, use that money towards something that you truly need that's going to help advance you and your dreams and your goals. You got this. I kind of want to say with this too, the water and everything, there's like snow falling. It kind of looks like stars. It's kind of adorable. I love this card so much. And with the addition of 9 there, it's talking about something coming to a completion here emotionally as well. So maybe you're sick and tired of doing things the old way emotionally and you're ready to start feeling differently, not only about yourself, but your life. Take care of your needs this week. And if you need to recharge in any way, I would highly suggest getting to the water or maybe taking a bath or doing something that's water themed that will help you to feel refreshed. If you can get to a waterfall, if you can jump into a pile of snow, do you know what I mean? There's snow indicated on this card. So maybe go skiing, build a snowman, especially if you're living in an area that gets tons of snow. Go have some fun. It's just a great way to get outside of yourself, especially if you feel kind of stressed about gathering up your resources and kind of heading towards the future. Really though, I think that if you give gratitude for this week and you have your eye and your prize towards what will be fulfilling for you, you can't go wrong, my friend. So well done. Really well done, you guys. This is going to be a beautiful week. All right. And then the stone I chose for this week is bismuth. Bismuth? Bismuth? I don't, does it matter? Okay. What is this magical unicorn? You know, oh my God. Fuck yeah. That's every single time I see this, I just want to scream that. Isn't that incredible? Okay, so bismuth is actually a metal. Let me get my notebook. Hold on. It's actually an elemental metal and it's number 83 on the periodic table. I know visually you're seeing like rainbows and stuff. It's actually because the outer surface of the metal has oxidized that you're seeing these colors. In reality, the stone is like, it's almost like pure white and there's like a pinkish kind of sheen to it when you get it super raw. Also too, a lot of bismuth is going to be man-made. And I think they just combine together a couple different metals to make bismuth. But I think naturally occurring is going to be super expensive. And the man-made ones are a little bit cheaper. It's still the same deal. So it's not like you're getting cheated here somehow. It's not like although it's lab grown, it's still legit. yeah, it's just freaking awesome. I just think it's so freaking cool. And the structure of it. I really wanted that this week for Capricorn season, since Capricorn's so heavy about that. Capricorn also rules the bones. So definitely here, there's something about structure and making sure that we're building a beautiful foundation. And yeah, if you kind of see the structure of this, it all kind of builds up towards a pyramid. So there's also structure building here, you know, kind of really building an empire. So really the Bismuth stands for focus, visualization, and shamanic journeying. That's what it helps you to do. I also want to add in there, and I don't know if others would agree with me, but I don't care. I also want to say astral travel. So if you're shamanic journeying, if you need help focusing on something, if you're trying to visualize and do some manifestation work, definitely astral projection would be on there as well. And this metal also will help to kind of keep you safe and grounded. It also relieves feelings of isolation and loneliness, and it's a stone of transformation and change, and helps you to cope with these as well. So if you find that you love change and transformation, but you can't handle the shit that happens, grab a chunk of bismuth. It'll definitely help you. It's absolutely been helping me to kind of, every time I see it, every time I touch it and feel it, for me, the stone just kind of reminds me that like, I can handle being out here in Portland, and kind of just starting over out here. It was huge change. It literally, moving out here has changed my life. So if you want my 2 cents, bismuth is definitely the stone to work with. It'll just help you to cope with those things a hell of a lot easier. And if you don't believe in the metaphysical properties, that's okay. You don't have to. But say you like the stone, allow this, or the metal, allow this to be a physical reminder that you can handle whatever comes your way, and to build strong structures for yourself, and to be focused on what your prize and your goal is. All right, you guys, I really hope you enjoyed this. Thank you guys for letting me do this for you every week. This is my joy. You guys are everything. And remember, this is your week. Make it an amazing one. All right, you guys, I'll see you soon. Bye.